and welcome to the Survivor to Thriver show with your transformation guru, Samia Bano. Are you overcoming big challenges in your life? Do you want to transform the world? Is fear holding you back from taking the bold action you need to create massive positive change? If so, keep listening and transform that fear into freedom. We have been engaging in a campaign. Hashtag happiness tips for POTUS. That's hashtag happiness tips for President of the United States. Because as a Muslim, I have learned to love for others what I love for myself. And what I love most of all for myself is to live with ever-expanding inner peace, happiness, and joy. And so that is what I also love for you. And so I have been sharing with you some of the best wisdom that has helped me in my life to live with that kind of ever-expanding happiness, inner peace, and joy. The very first step that I shared with you is to love yourself fully. Love yourself fully. Because really, that self-love is the foundation, the bedrock on which our happiness, inner peace, and joy grow. And really, pretty much every other tip that I have shared over the course of this happiness tips campaign is really just another way for you to love yourself even more. And so it is with today's step. Always be honest. Always be honest so you can love yourself even more. So what does loving yourself even more have to do with always being honest? Well, think about it. Love requires trust. Trust that you care, trust that you will do what is best for the one you love. True or true? Think about the people that you love the most in your life. Are they not also the people that you trust the most in your life? People that you can really trust to have your best interests at heart, to be straight with you, to be honest with you about how they're feeling, or when they say they're going to do something, that they actually follow through on that and do what they say they will. People that you can trust to mean what they say when they say it. I mean, just think about it. If someone was to tell you, I love you, I care for you, and I'm going to do anything for you that makes you happy. Wow, what an amazing declaration. But if you cannot trust that that declaration is honest, can you accept that declaration? Can that declaration really make a place in your heart? Make you believe in their love for you? Make you believe that what they're saying is true? No, of course not. Trust. You have to be able to trust what that person is saying in order for you to be able to accept the love that they're expressing. And so it is with you and your relationship with yourself. If you're not honest, first and foremost with yourself, and of course with others also, but especially yourself, if you're not honest yourself, how can you trust yourself? How can you trust yourself? And if you can't even trust yourself, then how can you love yourself? Without that deep level of self-trust, you will not be able to love yourself even more. Not at a deep level, because there will always be an underlying layer of fear and doubt that comes between you and your ability to love yourself. Because you can't trust yourself, right? So lack of trust will drive that wedge in the relationship that you want to have. So it's critical, absolutely critical, that you practice always being honest, first and foremost with yourself, and then also with others. There is a saying that how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you make it a habit to not be honest with others, then you'll find it difficult to be honest with yourself. And vice versa, if you're not honest with yourself, you're going to find it difficult to be honest with others. So consistency is key. You see, you have to be consistent in the application of whatever value or ethic you choose for yourself. So honesty, integrity, these are key values that you must prioritize and live in your life if you're going to be able to love yourself and experience life with lots of happiness and inner peace and joy. And if you're going to live these values and you're going to really prioritize them in your life, then you have to be consistent in their application in all areas of your life. You see, because it's that consistency that creates the habit. You see, and it's the habit that creates our character. And it's our character, you see, that gets created that really, it's, what your character is. You can't fool yourself about what you're really like. You see, are you really a trustworthy person? Can you really trust yourself? And if you know that the answer is no, you see, then that's it. That's it. Then there's that wedge that will prevent you from being able to love yourself even more. So that's why it's so critical to not just be honest sometimes, but to really hold yourself to an extremely high standard of honesty all the time. And by the way, as you hold yourself to this very high standard of always being honest, commit also to practicing an honest expression of your feelings and needs with kindness and compassion. So be honest and be kind and compassionate at the same time. This is very, very critical to your ability to be honest in a way that also promotes greater self-love and more inner peace and happiness for you. Because think about it. If you, on the one hand, are being honest about what you're thinking and feeling, however, in being honest, if you are being mean, you are being unkind, you're being judgmental in your thinking, then that unkindness, that meanness, that judgmental thinking, all of that is going to compromise your inner peace and happiness. You cannot be unkind and mean and judgmental and be feeling happy and peaceful at the same time. It's just not possible because those feelings don't go together. They're not compatible with each other. So since our goal is to experience ever expanding inner peace and happiness and joy in our life, it is critical that we practice honesty with compassion and kindness. And it absolutely can be done. Just look at some of our greatest change makers, for an example, and follow their lead, follow their example, model them in how to make this happen. One person who is currently alive and living that I think of, who is a great example of this, is the Dalai Lama. Wow. Think about everything that he's been through in his life, and yet he has maintained not only an extreme level of kindness and compassion in the way that he deals with everybody, he's also honest. He honestly expresses when he sees any kind of injustice, any wrongdoing, he honestly speaks up against it and stands strong against it. So what a wonderful example of someone who is both honest and kind and compassionate. So choose to always be honest with kindness and compassion, so you can trust yourself even more and so that you can love yourself even more. Until we connect next time, I wish you lots of peace and joy.